This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The Trippers, the Grasshoppers, the Hip Ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
You're listening to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Good morning to our friends at 94.7 KZND Pure Rock in Anchorage. Good morning. Enjoy the passengers there stuck with the United flight all covered in crap. Also 98.3 the Keg in Fayetteville, Arkansas, new affiliate there, and Rock 100.5 the Cat and our listeners there in Oklahoma City. Big show for you today. The Drunken Charge, Ryan Castle coming in to sit and spin. We have the 10 sexiest songs ever written. The word goes to 70 slang. And today we're going to talk about the turlet, if we can, here for a minute. Mike Hawk, could you come in here for a minute? My voice is just blowing. It's just, I don't have much time here left as far as what I can talk about. So I'm going to read a little bit of this story and have Mike Hawk finish it, because he'll probably have enough vocals to get through it. Chris Brown. We all know Chris Brown, right?
Yeah, of course.
He's made some questionable decisions in his past, but the Virginia crooner, as they call him, recently decided it would be a good idea.
The Virginia crooner?
They call him the Virginia crooner.
I've never heard that about Chris Brown. He's been called a lot of things, but Virginia crooner. I'm telling Chris Brown wants you.
I think he was being a little facetious here.
The Virginia
but he
crooner.
decided it'd be a good idea to record himself dropping some bars while he's dropping a deuce. And they say it's pretty well one of his best ever videos on Instagram. Now, if you're expecting, as they say, Black Thought bars from an R&B singer who is messed up in the bathroom.
Black Thought had a great freestyle like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay, all right.
He's the lead singer of The Roots.
Okay, Brown jokingly offers the lines. And, Mike, if you could just read these, because I'm losing my voice. It starts right here where my thumb is, where he is beginning to sing.
I actually can't say that.
Yes, you can.
Oh, my good Lord.
Do the best you can.
Just do what you can.
There's a lot of swear words in here.
Just do the best you can. I'm losing my voice.
Oh, bitch, what it is. F it up, gun take a S. Oh, Lord, what it is. F it up, gon' take an S. Hope the water don't touch my D. Hope the water don't touch my D.
Oh, thanks, Mike. My voice is getting a lot
Great
better
job,
now.
man.
I just needed a quick break there. Thank you so
There you
much.
go.
Yes, exactly.
You can't even tell the difference between Mike Hawk and Chris Brown.
No, it's
you know what I mean? Like, people thought Chris Brown was in studio.
We're talking about the bathroom today, and what is the most memorable thing that you've experienced in the bathroom? Just talking about weird places to use the bathroom, and where I grew up in West Virginia, and I don't know why this is, but there was a thing called, and I think it's actually called this now. It's called the Pittsburgh toilet. All right, and what you would have
The Pittsburgh toilet?
the Pittsburgh toilet.
This sounds bad.
The Pittsburgh toilet. The Pittsburgh toilet, all right, is a toilet that sits in the basement. This is when basements were not always finished.
Yeah.
And basically, if you had a washer and dryer down there, and that was it, there wasn't a laundry area. It was just part of the basement.
Right, washer, dryer, sink, toilet.
Wherever the hole was that you could put a toilet into the basement, someone would put a single standing toilet in their basement. So you could theoretically use the bathroom in an entire basement that was a single standing unit. Now, here is they got it in here.
Actually, my grandfather in Northeast D.C. had the same
Oh, yeah.
thing.
Here's the Pittsburgh toilet.
Yeah.
Okay, do you see what we're saying here? Here's
It's
the toilet.
just randomly down there.
It's just in the middle of the basement.
middle of the room.
It's right there, and I always thought to myself, man, like, I can never use that thing. I go to my grandparents' house. They had a Pittsburgh toilet. My grandfather pooped in it all the time. He had no problem. But this thing, it's
You ever
just
just walk into the basement and he's down there pooping?
there's a toilet, right? I mean, sometimes you just couldn't go down the basement because and it's the entire basement,
Right.
But it's just a toilet in the middle of the basement.
And no matter where you go, you're in view
You
of the
can
toilet.
see the toilet because the toilet's in the open air basement. They
and it's
call it-
always like cold down there.
oh, it's freezing. It stinks like mildew.
Yeah, it's like it's sticky. It's
Yeah.
a little damp and it's cold.
Concrete floor.
And he's down there
toilet.
pooping.
You can see all the
Yeah.
exposed pipes, the cobwebs that hang above, you know. What is the most memorable thing that you've experienced in the bathroom? 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Michael. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, guys.
Hola.
How you guys doing today?
Doing good, man. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. Just working, hanging in there.
Okay.
All right. So, several years back, I was a nursing assistant, and I just finished my course. So I was an intern at a nursing home, and I was helping a lady into the commode, the toilet. And
is that a job
So
that's
I-
guaranteed to an intern at a nursing home? I just feel like if you're an intern at a nursing home, if someone has to poop, you're the guy for the job.
if anything has to do with poop, you're the guy for the job.
Okay.
Anything. I won't even go into that. But this is the one that I tell to gross people out. One of them. I have many. So I help her into the bathroom, and then I'm standing outside of the bathroom door. And about 10 minutes go by, and she's still in there. So I knock, and I'm like, hey, are you doing okay? And she doesn't say anything. She's just making these grunting noises. Like, what is she doing?
Well, you know what she's doing.
It's the poop grunt, man.
Mm-hmm. She's pushing.
Old people and young people do it a lot.
I look at her, she's got her hand between her legs, and she's kind of moving around a little bit and making these weird noises. I'm like, oh, God. So I thought that she was playing with herself, and she's like 90-something, and I'm just like mortified. Like, I was fresh out of school, so I hadn't seen anything before. So
I'm not fresh out of school, but I haven't seen a 96-year-old vagina.
True.
And I don't want to until I'm like 108.
Yeah, because then she's young.
Right.
True. So I'm like, oh God, what do I do? What do I do? And I'm thinking back to the book, you know, the handbook. You know,
the handbook covers page 73.
Like, yeah, right. You know, they'll have a drive. Just give them privacy. There are people too. So I'm like, oh God, what do I do? So about 5 minutes go by, and she's still making weird noises. I'm like, hey, are you doing okay? She's like, no. So my first thought is, of course, well, you seem to be doing just fine. So I didn't say that, but I'm like, what's wrong? And she goes, it's stuck. And I went from, this is weird, to, what is stuck? What did you do? What's stuck? And she goes, it won't come out. I said, what? I'm getting ready to go get the nurse or something. She takes her hand out, and it is covered in poop.
So she was just backed up and trying to get it out of there.
Yeah. And like, okay. I didn't know if I was relieved or gross.
What do you do?
Weird
I like the fact that your handbook reminds all the people in the profession that these are human beings as well.
They're just old.
Right.
They don't become something else.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
But what do you do at the point that a 96-year-old woman has a feces-covered hand because she's trying to pull that thing out or loosen it up?
Well, at that moment, it was I breathed a sigh of relief. That's what I did, because I thought it could have been a lot more awkward. But honestly, I just grabbed some paper towels and wipes and cleaned her up. And I was a professional butt wiper at that point. I could wipe the hand. No
How many
problem.
asses do you think you've wiped?
That
are not yours or children of yours. Because to me, like, I've wiped my kids' asses. I've wiped my ass.
Oh yeah, I've got two kids under 4. So
okay, let me ask you this.
But
based in the profession that you're in, all right? Mm-hmm. Based on inches, what's the lowest set of hanging testicles that you've seen? The gravity has, you know what I mean? It's this just worked its magic. Like, what was it like? How long?
They actually have something called a bedside commode. It's a plastic toilet in a steel frame, and I had a guy sitting in it, and just to kind of avoid a big smell, we put some water in it. He sits down. Whoa! I'm like,
He touched water.
2 inches of water in it.
Oh man, that sucks.
Wow.
Yeah, that's like dunking your cookie in milk. You know what I mean?
that's a new term for it. I'm going to dunk my Oreos real quick.
That would be bad.
You couldn't sit on the damn thing because every time you did, you dropped your boys in the cold water. Man, that gravity is a mother, isn't it?
Why don't they tell you that stuff when you get old?
Some years. That's why I asked.
Well, it's not that they tell you
happens every day anyway.
But they tell you everything about getting old. Like, you might get this disease or your bones get all this stuff. Like, yeah, also, man, if you're a dude, your testicles, they've dropped so far that they drop in the water when you sit on the toilet. To me, that's the stuff I want to know. I understand that when I get old, my heart's not going to be as good. My brain's going. I get all that. I want to know that my testicles are going to get wet every time I sit down.
Even when you plop one and that drop of water comes up and hits you directly in,
you feel it
in the pucker pot. You know,
yeah,
like, hey ho.
But the truth is, if you eat something spicy, and it sounds stupid, but you eat something spicy, you are hoping the water splashes up. You know what I mean? Like, if you got the ring of fire going on, man.
But that's an old person thing, too.
What's that?
Like, it wasn't until I was in my 30s where I was like, I still like the taste of spicy food. I just don't want to burn the next day.
Right. Mm-hmm. And you really contemplate this, like, ooh, my poop's going to hurt.
What is the most memorable thing that you've experienced in the bathroom? 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Todd. Welcome to the men's room.
Todd's in there.
Hello, Todd.
Hello?
Hey,
Hola.
there he
Hello,
is.
Todd.
Hola! How you guys doing?
We're good, Todd. How are you, man?
Good. I was just in the middle of getting a dab ready. Sorry about that.
Good for you.
All right.
Yeah, so my story, about 10 years ago, I just turned 21. Me and about 4 buddies went down to Vegas for the weekend. We're heading back, get to the airport, and I got to hit the head. So I run in. There's about 20 urinals up against the wall, nobody in there. So I pick one right in the middle, go do my business. I'm about to shake it off and head out when somebody pulls up to the urinal right next to me, which is always just odd, and you shouldn't do that if there's 20 other options. And I look over, and it's Danny Bonaducci. And I go, holy crap, this is effing crazy.
Did you say, Danny, there's etiquette involved in the number of stalls that have to be between us?
I didn't get there. It blew my mind because he puts his arm on the wall in front of him and looks over and goes, my life's effing crazy. And that was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Well, he had had a crazy life probably, 10 years ago.
And that was in the middle of his drinking and all that, so I imagine he had a way better weekend than I did. But yeah, it was a
sure he did.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Oh, I'm sure he did. Yeah, but yeah, it was funny, hilarious.
Yeah, mine was
he rolled up next to you.
Mine was Jesse James Dupree in the Vegas bathroom.
You should let people know who he is.
Jesse James Dupree is
no
this
offense
guy
to Jesse James
who
Dupree.
is,
He didn't say Barack freaking Obama. It's Jesse James.
He was in this band called Jackal back in the day, all right? And Jackal's gimmick was that he would get on stage and he had a chainsaw.
Right.
And he would play the chainsaw. In other words, he would rev it up like, that's what Jackal did.
Was it a chainsaw or was it like a drill with a bit he played? Because he had like a drill bit or something.
Something mechanical.
And he played
it had
guitar.
to be a chainsaw, right?
I don't remember. But either way, right.
Probably just without the chain.
Well,
yeah.
Our hotel room was very far away from where I was at the time. I knew I needed to make it back to the room.
Our hotel room is far away from everything on earth.
I get a piece of pizza, a slice of pizza. I figure I'm going to take this back to the hotel room. I got a beer in my hand. I start walking. I'm thinking, I'm not going to make it. I've got to use the bathroom here. But I've got food in my hand and a beer. All right, I'm just going to do this. So I go in the bathroom. I put my beer. There's conveniently enough, like in all Vegas places, there's a place to put your beer.
Sure.
Above the urinal. It's a little cup holder. Put it in there. I'm eating my pizza. I'm taking a pee. This guy pulls up beside me. I look over and I go like, "Hey, you're Jesse James Dupree." Like, why are you eating a freaking pizza at the urinal? I was starving, man. I'm starving. I normally don't eat at the head, man.
Sorry, man.
What's the most memorable thing that you've experienced in the bathroom? 844-999-OLA. More of your calls coming up. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
Hola, bichola. You have entered the men's room.
A seasoned outdoorsman in Texas found himself in an unexpected predicament when a 5-foot snake slithered his way up the pipes and into his home's toilet. According to the Star-Telegram, Ben Tindrick was cleaning one of his homes on the rural Brazos County property when he noticed something strange. A rat snake had gotten stuck in the home's plumbing, causing it to stick its head out of the toilet water. After some quick thinking, Tedrick used a mop handle and some string to create a tool to pull the snake from the toilet bowl, but the snake wasn't leaving the bathroom without a fight. I had him out about 3 feet when he coiled up again, and he pulled me forward. I was afraid his head was going to pop off, but he was perfectly okay. He did get the snake out with any injuries, although they are non-venomous and are commonly found in Texas. This baby was 5 feet long, and it was quite a surprise.
And it's in his toilet. I mean, it's one thing to say, you commonly find these things in this area. Like, that's great. But not in your toilet.
Do you guys check?
No.
I never think to
I check every time.
Just to see if there's anything in there.
Just to make sure there's no snakes in the toilet.
I normally check when I'm in here because people don't flush the toilet. So, like, when you go to the bathroom at work, there's crap all over the seat. There's stuff everywhere.
I don't understand. So one thing, and it happens in public restrooms the most, I just don't understand logistically how this happens, right? So, obviously, it's particularly in the guy's bathroom, if you're in the stall, you're pooping. It's understood. And you get to the stall, and you realize in the back of the seat, right, the bottom of the U, so to speak, like, there's still like a poop stain, like their butt somehow
projected it onto the back like a plaster.
But almost like they're sitting on the back of the seat. Like, how does this happen? I don't understand what you did that there's poop on the back of the seat.
People don't know where their hole is.
What is the most memorable thing that you've experienced in the bathroom? 844-999-OLA.
By the way, we keep talking about, like, kind of gross poop and stuff.
Sure.
But I still think the most awkward and memorable one I had was I was at a minor league hockey game, right? So after the hockey game, my buddy, Steve Miggs, is playing like a charity thing.
All right.
So I'm hanging out to watch like this extra charity game afterwards, right? Basically what I'm telling you is I'm already drunk. So I'm in the bathroom and I'm washing my hands and then I hear just those two horrible words. You've heard the story, but Mister. And I'm just like, oh, damn it. You know, like, I don't want to turn around. I turn around. I don't know how old it is. 4, 5, whatever. And he's like, can you help me zipping my pants? I can't zip in my pants. Right? So it's like that 10 seconds. I'm like staring around and I'm like, this is going to look bad, but like, all right. So I like lean in, I zipper his pants, and I just kind of run out of there.
Yeah.
And then like 2 minutes later, I see the kid walk up to his parents, and now he's turning around.
Boy, that's the guy that zipped on my
That's the
pants.
guy that zipped on my pants. Like, Jesus.
You just give him the thumbs up, like, yeah, he's doing all right.
I was
Did you
already
get
kinda-
like a dirty look? I mean,
You
did
should've
Dad
waited.
look
You
at you
should've
like,
waited.
No, I mean, I
Give
think
the
the
guy.
parents got it, but I was already kind of drunk and so uncomfortable. Like, when the kid points, you know me, I start doing, like, the looking away thing. Like,
Right.
I don't know what that
Did
kid's
he
point-
touch you?
I don't know what that kid's pointing at, right?
Is that all he did?
Yeah, man, I don't know. Some gym, whatever. Miles belonged to some goddamn gym back in Maryland. And I don't know, I think it was like basketball or something, but whatever. I go and use the bathroom, and this little-ass kid walks in, man, which was weird because it's a gym, right? But this kid, he's maybe, 4 or 5 years old, like anything, and his pants dropped to his ankles, and he's peeing in the kid urinal. But he says, hey, mister. And I looked at him and said, man, don't talk to me. I don't know what was
I'm going to
horrible.
try that. I'm going to try that at work. I'm just going to drop my pants to my ankles because that is the weirdest thing.
Kids do it.
No, I've seen a couple of adult men in my lifetime.
Adults?
Oh, yeah. And the shirt pulled up to their nipples, kind of like.
How old were they?
They're adults.
Like, old, I figure you
Adults.
gotta be like 65 plus to start pulling that crap
Yeah,
again.
You can get
they
real
were
old and do
right?
that.
But still, man, you're dropping your pants to your
your
ankles.
ankles?
That just seems weird.
Dude, you know what my dad does? I don't know why it grosses me out so much, but he wears like mesh shorts everywhere.
Right.
But because they have pockets, he thinks this is fine. And then he just like pulls up his shorts.
Oh, he just goes out the
Goes out the side.
Oh, get out of here.
God
Get
damn it.
out of
Could you
here.
be lazier?
Get out of here. Wow.
He pulls his shorts
Damn,
up.
man.
Right?
Why don't you just get a catheter and get the damn thing over with?
I don't know.
What is the most memorable thing that you've experienced in the bathroom? 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Dennis. Welcome to the men's room.
How's it going?
Hola.
Oh, I was living in Spain. I was a Mormon missionary over in Spain for a couple of years. It's been about 15 years ago.
Do they have any clue who you are and represent? I mean, how long does it take for you to explain to the average Spaniard what a Mormon is?
Oh, yeah, they don't really know. I mean, and they actually, most of them hate religion because it was kind of forced upon them for quite a while. The Catholic Church made them go to,
Sure.
go to church every week and whatnot. So
Do you have to rock the like the navy pants and the white shirt when you're doing it, even in Spain? Like in America, we know who's at her door based on how they're dressed, right? If it's an old black lady, she's got the watchtower. She's going to leave a copy for you. If it's a young dude and you guys got the white shirt on, navy blue pants, like I know why you're there. So do you have to wear the same thing, or can you dress down a little bit?
no, you wear the same thing, except you don't. It's brown, blue, or black pants usually.
Okay. Well, it's a pretty good assignment to go to Spain.
Spain,
now,
sure,
what's the legal drinking age in Spain?
I think I'm not sure. I think it was 18. We weren't allowed to drink, so I mean,
Well, I know that's what I'm saying, but you're in Spain. You look at your buddy and you're
Hey,
like,
man,
hey, man, look,
look.
they sent us to Spain, man. We're going to knock on doors all day. We ain't get paid for this crap. We're going to go knock a few back here when we're done, right?
There's a lot of things you're not allowed to do, but if you can physically do it, it gets done. That's why we have laws and jails. I mean, you can tell people like, you can't do blank, but people do blank. We do blank all the time.
Yeah.
right. I think it was 18 years old.
Okay.
So, but so in Spain and a lot of foreign countries over in Europe, their public bathrooms aren't like a real big thing. So a lot of times you had to, like, if you were out and about, we'd be away from our apartment probably 5-6 miles. Well, when you got to use the bathroom, you got to use the bathroom. So we'd be wandering around. Sometimes you'd try to stop into because they'll have McDonald's or like Burger Kings and stuff, and you can stop in there and use their bathroom. But some of the bigger cities, they'll have a city park. And it'll be this thing will be, a lot of times it was close to 20 acres. I mean, it was a sizable area,
All right.
And so they had, and in some of them, they would have a public restroom. So I walk in, I tell my companion, I was like, hey, his name was Elder Stubbs. It's like, hey, Elder, I got to go into the bathroom here and use the bathroom. He's like, all right, I'll just stand by and wait for you. So I go down there.
Thanks. Please stand close by while I poop. That's fantastic.
Yeah. So I go, well, I just had to take a leak. So I go up to the urinal, And there's a few of them in there, and it's me and like one other guy. And then some creeper in the back. So I walk up to the urinal, and this creeper, like, walks up there with me. And I'm like, kind of like, what the? You know, I'm like, well, what's this guy doing? So I'm up there, and he's just pacing back behind me about a foot, you know.
A foot?
Behind me, just, go ahead.
No, you said he's like a foot behind you. That's it.
Yeah, like a foot behind me, just pacing back and forth like 2 or 3 feet on each side, you know, just going back and forth. And I'm like, what's this guy doing? So I can't go. This is like a weird situation for me. So I've got to go, but I just can't go. So I'm like, well, shoot. So I'm like, well, I zip up and I leave the bathroom. And I go back out and I tell Stubbs, I was like, hey, Stubbs, there's this weird dude in there. He just kept pacing back and forth behind me. And I was like, I couldn't go. So we got to stand by, you know, and wait for this guy to leave. So we see this guy leave, and I head back in. And literally, as soon as I walk by this guy turns around and follows me right back into the bathroom. And at this point, I was like, okay, this is a grip and rip situation. I just got to push it out because I can't deal with this anymore.
What do you think was wrong with the guy?
Oh, who knows, man? I don't know. He's a pecker checker. I don't know.
Yeah. A pecker checker.
Jesus.
The old Spanish pecker checker.
Yeah.
I see what you're doing. It looks fantastic.
I observe your penis while you urinate. That is a little weird, man.
Yeah, that's very strange.
I mean, like, you know, everybody needs their personal space, certainly in the bathroom. But, I mean, I don't know why he didn't just say something to the guy like, look, man, because I feel it doesn't matter the language. It's kind of understood in that moment. Like, you need to back off of me, man, because I need to handle my business, right? If my penis is in my hand, this is my time.
Yeah.
And to me, that's the fairest thing. I can be masturbating. I can be peeing. In that moment, don't speak to me. Sure. I'm not up for conversation. My penis is in my hand.
Yeah.
Why do you think I want you around?
The only time that's acceptable, it's not even acceptable with family in my mind because, you know, it's your family. But when you have roommates, it's a little bit different as far as if you have one shared space. Like, I can remember taking a shower and my roommate Chad going like, dude, I'm sorry, and just blowing it up. And then, like, he's talking to me, and I can hear him like, oh, and it's hot in there.
Right.
And the steam's coming up. And now I'm basically, like, just steaming. I'm taking a Chad steam crap bath.
Right.
You know what I mean? Basically. And it was just, that was our toilet, man. And if you had to go, you had to go.
Yeah, you're right. When I lived with roommates, like in my early 20s, we did the same thing. Like, one guy would be shaving, one guy would be pooping, one guy would shower.
And nobody would care. You know what I mean? Like,
no.
You know, what's the deal?
But I'm with you now. Like, right, if somebody starts knocking on the door, like, I'm just like, all right, like, I'll be out in a minute. Like, we can have this conversation in 5 minutes when I'm done pooping.
Like, I don't know why this bothers me now, but the kids wanted a cat. They got a cat, I don't know, 2-3 months ago, whatever. So the cat's fine. It is what it is. But every time I poop now, right? Every single time I poop, close the door. I just want to handle my business. And like most people in that moment, you just want to be left alone. Yeah. That's where you get your best thought. This cat constantly on the door, but it's shaking the door in the frame, and it makes me uncomfortable. Then you see the paw going under the door, and it's like, man, you know, like, why does this matter to you so much? You know what I mean?
A lot. Where are you going?
I've been in the living room with you. You've been on my lap. We hang out. We do the thing, right? You're my cat. I get, but like, every time I go poop now, and I think like, all right, so I'm watching football over the weekend, right? No big deal. They go to a commercial break. I know I got to drop a deuce. I haul down to the bathroom. The cat, as far as I know, is eating in the kitchen, and I'm on the toilet for like 2 minutes, and in my mind, I'm like, this is the most relaxing poop I've had in a while. And sure enough, and here comes the paw, and there's something weird to me about sitting on the toilet. Actively, there's this creature trying to open the door. You know what I mean? Like, they can't, but the door's just shaking, and it hinges, and their paws keep coming out. And, like, it makes me finish quicker. I'm like, I can't deal with this, man. I can't deal with it. Like, why are you doing this? I don't go to your litter box and slap it around when you drop a deuce, you know? Like,
does it do it to everybody or just
no! Me, man. And I don't know what it is, but if I poop, this cat shows up. And I know it's on the other side of the door, and it keeps scratching the door, and then the paws come under, and I'm like, I'm going to push this out and be done. Like, it's not relaxing anymore.
Yeah.
I've lost.
Are you eating a lot of fish?
No.
like, does your poop smell a certain way where that cat's like, I got to get in there?
It smells a certain way, and I think most people would not want to enter the bathroom. I don't know what it is, man, but as soon as I sit down, the cat does it every time, and I'm like, dude, you're freaking me out. I just want to poop. I just want to poop. And frankly, I don't think I'm asking too much of the world when you say, hey, if I could do one thing that brings me peace, can it be pooping, right?
Or
Kids are going to drive you, right? Like, can you leave me alone in that moment? Can I poop in peace? And apparently, the resounding answer is
my cat
no,
is
you cannot.
My cat is a huge masturbator interrupter. Like, that's his whole MO. Like, I could do it once a month, and he would be like, where is he? I know what he's doing. Next thing you know, he's just looking and going, meow, meow, meow. I'm like, dude, just let me floss this, and I just need this mask. Meow, meow. I'm like, God damn it. I'll put him out, close the door, like, and all here. I'm like, what? I just.
It's like it ruins
It's
everything.
only going to take like 3 more minutes. Like, oh, come on, man. Just give me a second here.
I told you my ex had a little dog that he would stare, but he would stare as if I was hurting her.
Oh, yeah.
Right, you're having sex,
He
but
would
then
just
you
have
can't
to
stop
look.
making eye contact.
Right, because every time I turn around, his beady eyes would be
Right, exactly.
right on. I'm like, God
Dr. Gomez,
damn it!
he
It's
just
such
gets
a
real
weird
vocal.
thing.
Wow, wow, like I know you're masturbating. Just ignore me. Wow.
Dude, it's tough too. Because some dogs just sit outside the door and like paint.
Dude, right.
Paint, pant.
Yeah, you hear like, you ever upset while the dog's like licking or whatever business going on? Because it's the worst sound. Like, you're having sex, and in the background, like, and I'm like, we got to stop, dude. Like, I can't. I know this is effed up, and I hate to ruin this moment, but I cannot, in good conscience, listen to this dog slurping its own vagina while we're having sex, because it is the worst sound in the world.
I will say this. You had an old dog that did it all the time, right? But it was just understood. So when you hung out with Miles, it wasn't the biggest deal that the dog was doing that to itself.
Constantly,
But I recently was at somebody's house, and when I came in, they gave me like a 2-minute speech about this great dog.
Right.
How she's been with the family forever. That dog didn't miss a beat. Popped down, started going to town.
Right. You can see the sheen
They're
off.
like, no. And I was just laughing.
You blind pilots coming in for a landing. The sheen on that thing is so shiny and clean.
I used to yell at the dog, and I felt bad, but man, you'd wake up at like 4 a.m. The room is pitch black. You know the dog's in there because you just do like, and I would try to ignore it for like 2 minutes. And finally, like, stop it, stop it, and they'd stop for a second because
Then Honey's leg would start to shake. You'd be like, all right, it's almost over.
I'm with you. You want to yell "stop it," but also for the dog. Like,
I know, but
it's like
man,
the cat interrupting Miles. It's
Right.
like, God damn it, I'm almost
It's like,
done.
I have no
but it's like
time
you
ever.
need to go to
You
a
know?
different room. You know, there's not a sound in the house except, and like, I know what you're doing. I know your legs all up above your head, and it's like this. It bugs me, man.
Just got up on my iPad, changed the website, walked all over. Meow, meow.
So, Miles,
dude.
he meows when you do it?
I was like, meow.
Okay, what's even creepier is when I'm laying back and I'm, handling myself, and all of a sudden I hear out of nowhere. She wasn't in the room when I got started, but she is now.
Yeah, it's oh no, it's amazing. It's like they know. It's like, you're masturbating.
Yeah, hey, don't mind me. I'm just gonna watch.
Oh, this is great. I'm gonna sit right beside you. I'm gonna sit on your chest.
Right.
And look you in the eye.
What are you doing over
I'm
there?
gonna stare at you. Try to masturbate while I sit on your chest and stare at
I
you.
like because of a cat now, you got to be like a teenager and go turn the shower on in the bathroom.
Exactly, right.
I'm hiding
the
from
cat
my cat.
won't go. Well, no, maybe you're
I don't know what it is about cats, man. They know. They know.
But they know the moment you're doing anything.
You look like you're going to masturbate. I'm going to follow you around for the next 2 hours.
Dude, as soon as you pull your junk out of your pants, like animals know. Like,
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah, he's about to get down to business.
About to make himself happy. Let me go make him uncomfortable real quick.
Gomez, just give me a minute here. You were
Just walked on your iPad.
Oh, yeah.
James.
Just, like, turn around back to
I was looking at that.
Now back to ESPN.com. I mean, like, where's my Pornhub, woman? God damn it.
Part of the ESPN.
Jesus Christ.
Right? I mean, I like Scott Van Pelt, but not in that moment.
Now I'm looking at John Gruden. Oh, God. Wow. What is the most memorable thing that you have experienced in the bathroom? 844-999-OLO. We've got more of your calls coming up. Along with Ryan Castle, Drunk and Charge into Sin Spin, the 10 sexiest songs ever written coming up. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Oh, Ted, you're not going to want to hear this. 5 terrifying stories of snakes showing up in people's toilets. The first one, a young Texas boy got up one morning to go to the bathroom, noticed a little slithering head in the toilet, ran to call his mom. Yes, it turned out to be a rattlesnake, but the snake apparently forgot to mention to the boy that he'd invited a few friends over. Authorities discovered a total of how many snakes hanging out in their home by the time they cleared them out? 5. 24 rattlesnakes.
Jesus.
Yep.
Damn.
Think snakes don't slither around in the cold places and rainy places like Seattle? Think again. A little girl discovered a snake in the toilet of her family's Seattle area home. Turns out it was a pet ball python that had escaped.
Jesus.
Right, so it shouldn't have been there.
It should not have been here.
No, it should not be there.
According to CNN, an Australian snake catcher was called twice in 2 weeks to fetch massive snakes out of people's toilets. First snake was about 9.8 feet long. The second, 7.8 feet long, both found in the toilet. This headline says it all. Agitated venomous cobra pulled from toilet in South Africa. A snake handler was called to remove an 8-foot-long cobra from someone's toilet. The snake, by the way, reportedly fought back and made its way back into the sewers, and nobody figured out where it went.
Jesus.
And a man gets his penis bitten by a viper. This has to be the worst of all. A man in India was working on his farm when he really had to pee. He dropped his drawers, and a viper bit his penis. The penis ended up being fine. The enjoyment of using the bathroom outside after that probably gone for the farmer. Our question, what is the most memorable thing that you've experienced in the bathroom? 844-999-OLA.
Just real quick, a lot of comments came in about this. We're talking about how our animals can ruin either the poop experience or the masturbating experience. We are not alone. A lot of people have chimed in with their cats and dogs and how they've ruined those things. But this guy says, Steve, my cat climbs into my pants and underwear every time I take a poop. So
like
he
down
sits
below
on the
your
toilet.
feet.
Right. Your pants drop down, and this cat climbs between his legs and sits in his underwear while he poops. I don't know how you do it, man. I honest to God.
It's a warm and comfortable place.
I understand. For
that
the
has
cat,
the smell the cat enjoys.
Right. Yeah, just what the cat wants. Hello, Hunter. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hola.
All right. So I'll have to say this slow so I don't swear too much. So here we go. So I was in Greek life for a wonderful short stint. And so you see a lot of really fun things when underage kids start drinking excessively, right?
Of course.
So a couple of guys, they pick every once in a while. You wear these little vests. You look really great. And you stand there and stay sober and make sure people don't do stupid stuff. So me and this buddy, we're watching. We got a little guard duty, and we're in the kitchen, watch the dance floor, and all of a sudden, you see like that parting of the Red Sea happen in the middle of the dance floor, and all these girls start putting their hands over their mouths like, okay, we got a problem. We have an issue here. So out we lean through this window in the kitchen of the dance floor, and there's this girl squatting and peeing in the corner of the dance floor. I'm like, oh my God. Like, what do we do? What do we do? So we go out there, poke and tap, like, hey, we need you to get out. She goes, well, the bathrooms were all taken. I couldn't do anything about it. Let me just finish and I'll go. It's like, no. Like, you don't understand. You need to get out now. Like, this is bad. Like, well, you need to figure this out. There's not enough bathrooms and never coming back here again. I'm like, all right, fine. So we get her out and looking over, and we notice that sure enough, there's this big old long line to the bathroom. I'm like, okay, all right. Walking over, cut through the line, bang on the door. No answer, bang on the door, no answer. And all of a sudden, one of our other guys comes walking in, and he's in full nurse-like attire, like scrubs, right?
Uh-huh.
So he comes running up, and he's like, hey, I got a call from some guy named Boris, and he's having some issues. And I'm like, wait, like in the bathroom issues? He goes, oh, yeah. I'm like, okay, here we go. So we're like, I bet you it's that bathroom right there. So over comes the nurse, comes over, and he's like, so how are we supposed to help you? I'm not sticking my hand anywhere. It's not happening. Like, well, what I want you to do is take your elbows, hold them up to your sides, and turn left to right and lean left and right and try and loosen it up. Usually that'll help, good luck. And he was a pretty big guy, the guy that was in the bathroom. And all of a sudden we hear something thumps at first, and then it sounds like someone punches a hole in the wall. Now, it was two separate sounds. They were completely indescribable from one another, or describable. And so a couple minutes pass, and finally out peeks Forrest's head, and he kind of scurries out and out. And we go walking in, and there is a nice poop spot on the wall to the immediate left of the toilet. So he had been turning so vigorously, he had fallen sideways off of the toilet and had shot vertical artillery out the other end.
Wow. Damn, man.
I never pooped sideways before.
Passing down, we were done. It was like, dude, so later we have a meeting every week to call each other idiots and make sure we're not entirely stupid. And so Forrest, why don't you get on up there at the front and you just tell the class here
What happened?
what happened.
Yeah, good luck on that one. I pooped horizontally.
The shenanigans continue on the Men's Room Radio Network.